What's up, y'all? It's another one of that Say So TV. Kelzo Kush, here I is. All right, so I wanted to talk about domestic violence today because it's very relevant in the LGBT community. I don't think it's talked about enough or acknowledged enough. But when I do see it acknowledged, it's always coming from like the victim's standpoint or a victimizer mindset standpoint. It's always what somebody's always done to them and about them being physically abused. Well, I'm here to give y'all a story on both ends where it's not all about the victimizer or the aggressor, but I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all. So basically how I want to start this off is domestic violence is still bad even in gay relationships. A lot of people would say that it's not as bad because it's two men or two women, but it is still as bad. However, it is going to happen more times than it would in the straight community because it's the same sex. So y'all feel challenged and make people defend themselves physically like they would any other same sex person. So it's not right, but let me just touch bases on it just to give some understanding as to how in my cases it's usually happened, because I have fought a lot of the guys that I have um, had situations with. And I'm not here to be influencing nobody. I'm not an influencer, y'all. I am an educator and I relate and I put videos up as a hobby for people that relate to me, that have similar lifestyle as me, to come and get feedback or any kind of understanding or relatability that they're looking for. I'm not influencing y'all to do shit. So I just want y'all to know that this is all my experiences. I'm not telling nobody what's right and wrong. You stick to your beliefs, but this is where I'm going to go with my perception on domestic violence in gay relationships. So first, I will say that in my experience, 9 times out of 10, when a person is emotionally and mentally abusive towards me, that's when I had happened to get physical. Okay? I'm going to get into that later, but I'm also going to tell y'all some scenarios that I've had where I wasn't the aggressor and I was actually, physically abused first. But first, let me just put this out there that the only thing that I don't really like about the domestic violence talks that I see on YouTube is that it's always coming from like a victim's mindset. Like, oh, I wasn't doing anything and they just attacked me. Oh, I wasn't saying anything wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just attacked. Let me tell y'all, very few people in this world are like Ike. Okay? When you saying that you was just attacked for no reason, that is saying that you were abused physically, like Ike Turner did Tina Turner's ass, okay? A lot of y'all be full of shit. A lot of y'all, or a lot of people have started a lot of mental abuse and have put a lot of emotional abuse on somebody. And then when somebody slapped them or something, then all of a sudden they're abused. I want to make this video to point out that mental abuse, emotional abuse, and physical abuse are all abuse and they all hurt just as bad equally. It's science. When you are emotionally attacked or gaslighted or manipulated or verbally abused, it triggers the same hormone in your body that it does when someone hits you, when someone strikes you physically. So all this, it's okay for y'all to speak y'all's mind, talk shit, be disrespectful, and all that, manipulate somebody, gaslight somebody. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of y'all won't bust a grape. A lot of these niggas won't bust a grape. Okay, physically. They won't do shit physically, but they'll attack you spiritually, emotionally. They'll try to hurt you so bad to where you could be damaged in the head for a long time after that. Okay, just as much as when someone hits you physically, you are affected throughout time. It has the same effect. So I'm sick of all these people who act like physical abuse is the only form of abuse just because you can go to jail for it. That's the only problem with that. Because of the fact that you can go to jail for physical abusing somebody, they undermined emotional and mental abuse as if it's not that bad when it's just as bad. Okay, I just want to get that clear. It's literally just as bad, y'all. So a lot of y'all are abusive, and when someone retaliates in their way, because everybody's not mentally abusive, everybody's not a mind gamer. Everybody don't want to try to go behind your back and hurt you however they can by going through this person or your ex or talking about certain people and all that. Everybody don't have that kind of negative energy where they want to display or put out negative words and put you down and belittle you. Everybody doesn't want to belittle somebody. People like me, I don't get nothing out of belittling nobody. I don't get nothing out of manipulating nobody. I don't get nothing out of that. So if someone tries to do that to me and I'm giving them chance after chance and they continue to try to get that shit off on me or they continue to abuse me, well then eventually I have went and strike someone before. Yes. Okay. Now, my take on this, if it's wrong or right, doesn't matter. What I will say though is to any aggressor who has put their hands on somebody for whatever reason, don't do it. Okay? And I'm telling y'all, don't do it because it doesn't matter if a person done cheated on you. These are all forms of emotional abuse, okay? Niggas will cheat on you, talk about your family, talk about your past, talk about anything that you've confided in them about and throw it up in your face in every argument, try to belittle you, all kinds of shit, talk about you behind your back. These are all forms of emotional and mental abuse. And if you hit them, you are now giving this person all the justification. I've noticed this every time. It doesn't matter if they did you dirty as fuck. It doesn't matter that I cheated on you, but you hit me. What I'm trying to tell y'all is that it justifies every single thing that this person could have been putting all kinds of games on you, playing all kinds of strings on your head, on your mental, fucking you up in the head. And as soon as you hit this person will tell everybody how abusive you are, and everybody's gonna take their side, and they're gonna feed them all this shit about how they need to leave you the fuck alone, and all this bullshit that we both know would be fake, but they gonna run with that because everybody sympathizes with the person who said that they were hit. Nobody cares about your feelings, so they think that, oh, they can say whatever they want to say, and you're supposed to be able to take it, and if you can't, then you weak. No, that's not the case. Okay? The person is weak for trying to hurt somebody's feelings on purpose and shit. I'm not talking about people who do it in an unintentional way, because you can't hurt people's feelings unintentionally. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who know what the fuck they doing, masterminds, narcissists. Okay? There are some toxic motherfuckers out here that will put a lot of bullshit on you but will never put their fucking hands on you. Okay? Won't bust a grape, but going around here doing all kinds of hurtful shit. So just because you don't hit somebody don't make you that don't mean you're not abusive. So I'm tired. I just want to clear that up. You are still abusive if you get off on putting people down, hurting people's feelings, manipulating people for control or dominance or anything. All right. Now, I'm telling y'all, don't put y'all's hands on nobody because they will justify whatever they have done to you. They will be it would be like it doesn't matter what they did to you because you hit them now. They're justified. They can leave you. They can press charges. At the end of the day, they'll win. So don't put your hands on nobody. If you get to a point where somebody is abusing you mentally or verbally, you leave they motherfucking ass alone. Get your shit together, whatever case you in. But make sure that you do not allow somebody to pull you out of a character, even if it is a part of your character. Don't allow somebody to pull that out of you, because once you do, now it doesn't matter what the fuck they've done, and that's not fair. And I don't think that that's cool. But that's what it's gonna be if you put your hands on somebody. So just don't do it. They're gonna play victim. It's gonna be all your fault. You're gonna be the bad guy to the fucking end. You'll be indefinitely the bad guy. Trust me. It doesn't matter what they did. They could have put you through hell for years. And if you put your hands on them, I'm trying to tell you, everybody's going to take their side, no matter how toxic they are. All right? Because I've had situations where a person was literally trying to control me, manipulate me, lying to me, playing with me the whole time in my face, using me, okay, lying to me, love bombing me, and the whole time they was not real, they was ingenuine. And I was trying to figure out why come, because see, everybody has a side of their story, y'all. Even the person who is abusing someone physically, they still have a story or a reason as to why they did that. And I learned that it depends on who you are. But with me and my personal circumstances, because I am not an abuser, I don't like to fight my dude. Even if I do, it'll just be a tussle. I won't actually strike and punch or hit my dude like I would somebody on the street. But I'm saying this because it just needs to be acknowledged. I'm not saying that it's right, but it needs to be acknowledged that your words hurt. No, sticks and stones may break my bones, but no, words will never hurt me. I don't give a fuck. Whoever made that up was full of shit. Words hurt like a motherfucker, and a lot of people have figured that out, that they do not have to put a fucking hand on you. They can belittle you. They can try to tear you down, and all tearing your confidence and your self-esteem down is one of the most that your confidence and your self-esteem is one of the most important things to you as a person in this lifestyle. With everybody already against you and hating on you, you need your confidence and your self-esteem. So these motherfuckers are attacking that. That's a big deal. So we're not gonna sit here and act like that's not a problem. All right. Now, moving on to being abused. I done been abused. I done had a nigga put their hands on me first a few times. And what I will say is that I only one time left over it. And it was because, first of all, let me just say this. I do believe, and I have believed, I don't anymore, but I have believed that, well, I do believe that we'll tussle. Being in a same-sex relationship, I do believe that we are going to tussle. I think that it's going to come along with it because we are the same sex. However, it needs to not be a fight. A fight is physically punching, kicking, like you fighting somebody out at the club or something. If you doing that and you don't have no kind of like restrictions on how you handle your dude, well, I think that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But being in a same sex relationship, I don't think that it's a deal breaker to have a tussle or two or a few. All right. So I did not leave everybody, but one person I did because I felt like this person was trying to kill me, honestly. This was about what, 2018. There was this dude I was fucking with that I had actually moved out here when I was in my apartment by myself in Denver out here. I moved him from Kansas City, which is where that's my home state. I knew him for a while, but he's a DL nigga. You know what I mean? Or he was straight, but I was trying to turn him out, or I was trying to turn him DL, or I thought he was DL. So I shoot my shot because we was already cool with, you know, being in the hood with friends and shit. You know, we had already kicked it a couple times with the homies and shit together. So I felt like I had picked up that he was with the shits. So I shoot my shot online. He comes out with me for a little bit. It wasn't like he was gonna be staying with me, but we was just gonna kick it for a little bit and see how it goes. Long story short, yes, I ended up turning this dude out. Ended up being his first. I topped him. He gave me head, all kinds of shit for hours. Like, I mean, I turned the nigga out. All right, y'all. And I guess he felt confined because when I would go out and shit, I would leave him at the house because I did not want to bring him around all them gay dudes because I already knew that they was already gonna be all on his nuts, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. So he also did not really always want to go out either, but I guess there was a few times where he did want to come with me. And this is when I was a lot younger. I don't even do shit like that no more. But long story short, I feel like he tried to set me up. He had somebody come down here from Kansas to help him basically leave me. But what I didn't understand is how y'all gonna get back if that person caught a flight down here. And I know how y'all get down. You're a hood nigga and you like to rob niggas and shit. So I put two and two together. I felt like he was getting ready to try to, after the fact, I didn't know it at the time because at the time it was just God sent. Basically, we get in the car. He asked me to take him to go take him to his homie's house, take him to his homie's hotel that came down here from Kansas. And they was just going to kick it and then he going to come back. Well, on the way there, when I was on the way dropping him off, he what was it? Oh, he asked me. We had rolled up a blunt before we left, and I rolled up a blunt before we left, and he wanted to basically take the blunt with him when I thought we were supposed to be smoking in the car on the way to drop him off. He wanted to just keep the blunt and then smoke it with his homeboy where he was going at. And I was like, nah, light it up real quick because that was my weed anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, go ahead and light it up real quick. I want to hit it a couple times. He didn't want to light it. So I was just like, well, what the fuck is going on? Because the whole vibe was weird anyway. So I was just like, what's going on with you? Like, what's up? And so this nigga, I pulled over the car and I mean, immediately he just snapped. Like, he just started like going in on me, like yelling at me all in my face and shit. Like, you got me fucked up, nigga. Da 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 da. Talking shit. I don't even really remember fully, but all of a sudden, no, he was like, yeah, you keep leaving me in the fucking house like a bitch and all this other shit. And so it wasn't until he went to reach for my keys, because we were sitting in the other car I had. It wasn't until he reached for my keys and then I went to grab my keys and then he tried to snatch my keys from me. And that's when I ended up blacking out and he ended up coming at me like, this is when I had dreads. We both had dreads actually at the time. And he ended up like swinging on me. Yeah, he swung on me as he was trying to take my keys. So then all of a sudden we in the passenger seat, we banging. I'm on top of him, but then he put me in a chokehold. And like he had me in a chokehold where my neck was folded up under his arms where basically shit, I was getting ready to pass out. And I had to literally pry this nigga off of me like with all my might and all my strength. I'm so glad that I'm a male because when I look back at shit like that and I'm like, these females, I feel so sorry for them because y'all cannot defend yourself against these niggas and these niggas be doing some wild ass shit. So anyway, I eventually get from up under his grasp, but as soon as I did, I was so fucking worn out. I was so tired and out of breath because after being choked, I just kind of like folded over into my seat in the driver's seat. But I made sure I held on to my keys. I got my keys, okay? I wasn't playing about that. And then like I get out the car to try to walk around for a second. There was like a church right next to us. I go out to try to walk around just to blow some steam off. And I was also calling my cousin because I was like, hey, I need some, or my best friend, because I was like, I need somebody. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? He comes, walks up behind me. This nigga tries to pick me up and literally make me get in the car and shit. Like, yeah, it was crazy. All of a sudden, the mailman saw us going through all that shit in the middle of the street. He calls the police. The police pull up, and it was like immediately they already knew who was the aggressor and who wasn't. They took this nigga in, and I was telling him, hey, walk off. Just keep going. Just walk off. Like, go. And he was just like, kept trying to argue with me and kept trying to, so they came and eventually they talked to both of us. And I had like hella dreads pulled out, snatched out my head and shit. So they took that nigga to jail. But there's also been other circumstances where motherfuckers thought I was looking at somebody. This one dude thought I was looking at somebody when we was walking at this outlet mall. I was looking at this girl walk her dog, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I was like, oh, that's cute. And this nigga thought I was talking about the girl. And this nigga, I'm talking about, as soon as I was like, oh, that's cute. I did this. Bow, nigga punched me straight in my shit. Like, and I'm talking about, these is bottoms, y'all. Like, I'm a top. I've always been one. Okay? This nigga, every nigga that I fuck with is like masculine, so they will come off like very like dominant and shit, even though I'm the more dominant one. But just because I'm chill, I don't do all that rowdy shit unless I'm like in that position. But I ain't never did no shit like that. Just went off and hit a nigga like just because I thought they was looking at somebody or something. That's abusive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to touch base on the fact that I don't agree with domestic violence in same-sex relationships, but I do think that they're gonna happen more often in a tussling, dominance fighting over way. But when it becomes extra violent, that's when I feel like it is really a problem. And I will say though that we all should just understand that we all are men. We can protect ourselves. So don't ever feel like you a girl. A lot of y'all get y'all's advice from females and they make y'all feel like y'all are so abused and stuff. But you are a man. You can defend yourself. I'm sick of niggas acting like you can't defend yourself or like you gotta react to it like a female because you're not a girl. Yes, it is different when men hit girls because girls are physically weaker than men. When y'all the same sex, you can defend yourself. Don't ever let no nigga just put their hands on you and beat you up and you don't defend yourself. All right? I'm going to say that. And also, like I said in the beginning of this video, do not put your hands on nobody in a relationship unless you are done with their ass. Because if you done with them, then, hey, it won't technically be domestic violence if you want to keep it 100. But if you gonna go back to this person, if you fuck with this person, if you want to be with this person, do not hit them. All right? And that's just all I got to say on that one. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me some of y'all's domestic violence experiences. And I'll see you on the next one. Because Kelzo say so. Peace.